Good afternoon, everyone. Brother Prakash, he has already sung a song encouraging every one of you to be participant in democracy. But the moment you hear the word democracy, you start getting some abstract ideas about democracy. And you will fall in surprise when I say that hundreds of years ago, not all people like democracy. For example, Republic, Volume 6, Plato. He was a disciple of Socrates. So Plato wrote a book, Republic, Volume 6, and in that book, he quoted his mentor and he said that Socrates gave an example and he said that imagine there is a ship at sea and the crew members, they are supposed to select their captain. How will they select the captain? Will they go for the popularity or will they go for the abilities, especially navigational abilities of the man? In short, here Plato wanted to say that democracy is a model of government in which only popular leaders, if you are popular, you can win election, irrespective whether you are able, whether you are unable, whether you are the ablest person in the society, whether you are the dumbest person in the society. Popularity matters and matters a lot. Later on, do you know who this gentleman is? See at the board. Do you know who is he? In 1947, we got freedom, and Winston Churchill, he stated, the London Times recorded the statement, he said that the worst form of government is democracy. So now the problem is, you must be feeling like this, that okay, if all people, they have been going against democracy, why are we talking about democracy? Yes, we need to understand and we need to differentiate. Why? Because in this modern society, almost all the countries, irrespective whether you pick them up from Africa, Asia, America, South America, Europe, almost all countries, they want to be called democracy. Democracy has become a status symbol in our society. Now see this gentleman, Abraham Lincoln, the man who is known for giving the simplest definition of democracy, and he said democracy is a model of government, which means government of the people, for the people and by the people. He said that it is a model of governance in which people will elect their government. The elected ruler, they will definitely rule over the people whom they have been elected by, and they will serve the people. This simple definition of democracy, people think that it is the easiest and most, understandable definition, but this definition creates problem in modern scenario. Why? Because the first word, when you hear the word democracy, it comes to your mind is election. You start thinking, if a country has election, it means the country is democratic. How many of you think like that? Can you raise your hands up? Anybody? People think that election means democracy and democracy means election. If a country is having election system, the country is democratic. If the country does not have like monarch system, the country is non-democratic. Let's analyze it further. See, who is he? Yes, Chinese president. China is thought to be the second most populated country in the world. And 3,000 members are elected in Chinese parliament. Later on, those 3,000 people, they elect the heaviest chair in their country, which is known as president. Election is here. Can we call China a democracy? We will come to it later. Move to the next. See, who is he? I think nobody knows him. But if you ask this question to somebody who has grown to 60 or 70 years old, he will definitely be able to tell you the answer. He is Robert Mugabe, the freedom fighter of Zimbabwe. And when he was leading the freedom struggle in his country, people thought that after getting independence, he is the best person for us to be elected as president. And they did it. They elected this person as the president of Zimbabwe. Can we call it a democracy? We come to it later. And see the last picture of this slide, PRI. For 70 years, this party in Mexico kept on winning democratic election. The problem is, if you think that democracy means election or election guarantees us democracy, it means we are in misconception. These all three examples are non-democratic countries example. How? Let's analyze. Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, the rule in China says that you can only contest election if you belong to Communist Party. You can only vote if you belong to Communist Party. It simply means irrespective whoever the person is, every year or every time Communist Party wins election. Can we call it a democracy? No. Robert Mugabe, JANU PF, the political party name of this person, so after winning election, he decided that I love my chair so much, why should I leave it? So next election commission of Zimbabwe said Robert Mugabe won the election by 2 lakh vote. 5 years later again, Robert Mugabe won the election again. So after 2-3 times, the people of Zimbabwe, they were totally at sea. They were taken aback. They were confused. They were not able to understand. We are not voting this person. And every time he is getting back in power. How? So one day what happened, that the people of Zimbabwe, they surrounded the president house. And when they encroached in president house, when they entered the president house, they were shocked. Even the ballot boxes were sealed and were not opened. So what did election commission in Zimbabwe did? Elections were there, but election commission, without counting votes, simply said Robert Mugabe won the election. There is a factor in our political science, it is known as anti-incumbency. Very heavy word, let me simplify it. Anti-incumbency means that the government in power is likely to lose the election because people are generally fed up. But in Mexico, PRI kept on winning almost all the election. How surprising this thing is. You have to think on it. Now, read this. Is it readable? Free and fair election. So now can we say that election is not a guarantee for democracy, but free and fair election is a guarantee of democracy? How many of you believe that? Please raise your hands up. Because I have many more things in my magic bag. Do you believe that this, if we follow this thing, then the country will become democratic? See, I give you one example here. This is a picture I have taken from a classroom scenario. And suppose this is the classroom and I am the class teacher and I claim to be democratic teacher. So I say that people, my students, I am a democratic teacher. I study social studies. So I will elect the monitor. Now note it very carefully that who is conducting the election? It is the teacher. I have set up many ballot boxes. Students are coming, dropping down their votes and everything is okay. They are happy that Mubarak Sir allowed us to give votes. I am happy that I have given opportunity to my children. But the fact is, who will count the vote? Who has the final authority of counting the vote? Obviously, it is the teacher. And imagine if the teacher is corrupt. Candidate A got 14 votes, candidate B got 46 votes. Still, the announcer says, no, candidate A is victorious and there is no system to recheck. So, free and fair election is necessary for us when we talk about electoral system, when we talk about democracy. But I have many surprises for you today. Brother Prakash will be singing for you.
केवल चुनाव नहीं लोकतंत्र है, निष्पक्ष चुनाव ही लोकतंत्र है। ना हो किसी भी दिखावी में, ना हो पक्ष विपक्ष की चुने, ऊंचा नीचा सकना है, ऊंचा नीचा सकना है। किस बात का करो विवेक, किस बात का करो विवेक, तब जाकर जीवित रहेगा लोकतंत्र, मजबूत रहेगा।
लोकतंत्र मजबूत रहेगा, democracy will stay strong. Let's analyze it further. Now just see, as it is not working for an unknown reason. Oh, now see, you just believe that no, if we have election, and if the election commission is independent, if we have election and if elections are free and fair, it means we have democracy. How many of you think like this? Can you raise your hands? Just see it. Do you know this gentleman? Who is he? He is the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. Now you must be thinking that Saudi Arabia is a monarch. Monarchy is there, kingship is there, queenship is there. Why have I purposefully included this picture? It is why, because Saudi Arabian king thought that we are very well, we are safe in Saudi Arabia, there is no need to give voting right to the people, but let them enjoy. So they said that okay, in local council elections people will come and they will vote. But until 2015, Saudi Arabian democratic model did not give voting right to women. Means half of the population was totally deprived of using their voting right. Can we call it a democracy? Here election commission is free and fair because election commission is working as per the law of Saudi Arabia. See this picture. Can anybody tell me which flag it is? Actually, I have internationalized the topic, I have universalized the topic and taken example from almost all the world. Estonian flag. Estonia is a country. And in this country there is a problem. They have election. Their elections are democratic. They have free and fair election as per the established law. But the constitution in Estonia has made the rules in such a way that the minority Russian people, they cannot get voting right, or it is very hard for them to get voting right. So what are they doing actually? Free and fair election is okay because they are doing as per the law, but laws are made in such a way that minorities, they have been kicked out from the electoral system. Can we call it a democracy? Keep thinking. Next one. Fiji. You know, Fiji is a country where most of the Indians, they also live. That's why I've selected this specific slide. Now what happens there, that in Fiji, if you are a native Fiji, indigenous Fiji, a man who belongs to Fiji by birth, by centuries, by ancestors, your vote value is higher. And if you are an Indian Fiji, your vote value is lower. Can we call it a democracy? See here, elections are there. Election commission is free and fair. Why? Because election commission is working as per the established law. It is the problem in the law. Laws are made in such a way that minorities, they have been deprived of using their voting right. This is not the example of democracy, and that is why we need one person, one vote and one value. Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar in Constitutional Debate Volume 2, he stated when he was replying in the Parliament home, he said that we need a democracy where every Indian should think and should feel that he is Indian. How will he be able to feel like this? If we give one person, one vote and one value. Otherwise, it will not be possible for them. Yes, Brother Prakash, you have something in your magic box. Start, please.
चुनाव ही तो लोकतंत्र है, निष्पक्ष चुनाव बिन क्या लोकतंत्र है। साल 18 से ऊपर कोई बंधन ना किसी पर है कोई। काला गोरा या नरनारी, काला गोरा या नरनारी, कर्षक मजदूर या व्यापारी, सगलारे वोट दी एक ही कीमत, सब वोट की समान जरूरत, सब वोट की समान जरूरत।
I hope the chapter is clear up till now. Now, as I told you that we need election system, there should be free and fair election and election commission should be independent. I also said that there should be one person, one vote and one value. But if you are thinking now that okay, if we get these three features we become democracy. You are absolutely wrong. These three features cannot make democracy. Let's take an example from Pakistan, our neighbor. What happened there? How cunningly General Pervez Musharraf, he abducted or kidnapped democracy in Pakistan. So what happened in 1999? General Pervez Musharraf, he decided that I am military officer, military chief, why cannot I become the president of Pakistan? There was an elected government of Nawaz Sharif also there. So he did one thing. He announced, he came to public and he said, I am the chief executive of Pakistan today onwards. The Pakistani army followed him, supported him, and within 2 or 3 nights, General Pervez Musharraf, he became the head. In 2002, he said that I am not a dictator. So he started a referendum. Referendum means, people are said that, okay, you can say yes or no, whether you like this person or not, whether you have made this person sit in the chair or not. This is called referendum. So 80% Pakistani said, yes, we back, we support President General Pervez Musharraf. And then he announced that he is the president. The most important thing here to note is, General Pervez Musharraf did not ban election. General Pervez Musharraf did not ban one person, one vote, one value. General Pervez Musharraf did not create any kind of pressure on election commission in Pakistan, as the Pakistani apex court, Supreme Court stated later on. How did he do that? See, the timeline is shown here. Just look at the board, 99 and 2002. Musharraf, he played foul and he said, okay, we have parliament, we have prime minister, we have chief ministers, everything is here, but the supreme power rests with me. Parliament can take any decision, prime minister can take any decision, but the decision will not come in effect until I approve of it. Who said? President Musharraf. Think about it, think the cunning way. So everything is there until major decisions are taken by the people you have elected. Democracy is not the democracy. Suppose if you elect me as a class monitor and I am powerless, some other boys, they are doing their job, they are acting as monitors in my class. So what is my role? I am a tiger on paper, but I am weak. So you need to understand that major decisions should be taken by those people who have been elected by the people. If we have elected the prime minister should have the ultimate power, the final power to decide on something. If we have presidential system, the president should have the final power, final, authority on any topic. Puppet governments do not work in democracy. If you have any kind of doubt, you can question me anytime you like. Yes, brother Prakash, what do you have in your bag now? You must have understood now. As at the starting of my lecture said, almost all countries, they love to be called democratic country because democratic system has now become a status symbol. So election is not sufficient to establish democracy. Free and fair election is also not sufficient to establish a true democracy. Time हो गया क्या? बाकी है ना? Okay. Okay, no issue. But I would like to use just 1 minute here. Look at this picture. If you understand this picture, tell me. Okay, let me simplify it because time is running short for me. Think, this is the biggest enemy of a democracy. I know it is difficult for students to understand this picture. Let me simplify it. How many ladies are here? Only 2. And all other are males. I claim to be democratic person, so I say in democracy the person who gets maximum number of vote will be followed. Okay, so if we have two games to play, cricket and badminton, and if I say okay, raise your hands, boys will raise their hands up because they are in big number, they are 10. So every time whenever election happen, boy will win, the girls will have no chance because their number is small. This specific thing is called majoritarianism. Sri Lanka suffered a lot. Tamil and Sihal, they collided together, 30-year long civil war, and the country economic growth of Sri Lanka was higher than the economic growth of India, and Sri Lanka collapsed. So we need to understand that we don't need to have election, only election. Election is not a guarantee until they are free and fair, and there should be one person, one vote and one value, as well as major decisions should be taken by the elected people, and we should exclude this rule of majority. So if you put all your eggs 1 2 3 4 in one basket excluding rule of majority, then you become a true democracy. Invite your question. Yes, please, you can pose any question to me. I will be trying my level best to satisfy you. Yes, sir.
Sir, the democracy model has considered as a superior model in other form of the governments. Even though the decision-making process is very slow. Why?
That is very important question, fundamental question. Brother is asking that democracy is thought to be the superior model, but still the people think that the decision making process is slow, right? This is your question. Okay, I will try my level best to satisfy you, brother. In democracy, we do not have direct democracy nowadays. Direct democracy means 1 billion people, they are electing 1 billion their representative. We have representative democracy. So if we have 545 members in Indian Parliament, right? India is a very big country. 545 members are sitting in Lok Sabha. So if a decision or if a matter goes to them, Lok Sabha has to decide separately. Yes, I am covering your question. Then Lok Sabha, the house passes the motion goes to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha separately considers on it. Rajya Sabha passes, motion goes to president. So brother is asking why this long process? You know, it creates problem. Decisions are generally coming out late. This is your question. Decisions are coming out late, it is true, but the quality of democratic decision, they are always better than the non-democratic model. For example, I can tell you Saudi Arabia, one of the richest countries on the face of the earth.
Sir, is there any time limit for this?
Yes, sir. 20 minutes. 5 minutes extra, sir. Question answer. No, we didn't. I see, sir. I didn't utilize much time, sir, as you are claiming, sir. I only used the time which was, established by the timer. Yes. There is a timer going on, sir. There is a timer. So hope you got your answer. Any other question? Thank you very much for listening to my team carefully. Thanks a lot. Thank you.